Hey everybody, Lee with PcjunkieMods.com here. We're going to do something a little different today. So what I have in front of me is a P9X79 WS, the workstation motherboard. And then I also have the P9X79-E WS workstation motherboard. Now I'm going to go over some the differences of these two boards and why I'm moving from this board to this board. And I will also do a little unboxing, get a little in depth, and show you what all comes with the board for, I think the retail is $4.99. This one used to be $4.99. Now I think it's down to $3.99 with the new release of this one. Okay, so let's jump right into this board and see what we got here. So let's go ahead and open the box up. I've already pulled the sleeve off. So a lot of the stuff that comes with it's a lot of the same stuff that comes in here would be in the first WS. So it has your 1394 and extra USB for your I/O. It has some SATA 2 plugs and extra power, and a whole bunch of, here's some more SATA 2s. Kind of confused why they send the red ones and they also send the black ones, but here's some SATA 2s. Then it has some SATA 3s. And some more SATA 3s, and see what else we got in here. Yeah, so that's that stuff. Then it comes with your two-way bridge and your parallel port for your I/O. You plug into the motherboard, and then you got your the Asus Easy Connect for your LEDs for the front, your power switch, your reset, and then also a USB one. Then we have a three-way bridge. So in case anybody hasn't seen what a three-way bridge looks like, there's a three-way bridge. And then we have a four-way bridge. Now this is what I'll be using. So there's the four-way bridge. And I'll put that back later. And then you got your I/O panel, your shield. You got your manual, you got your CD, and your cool little Asus sticker in there. That's it for what's in the box, and then we'll pull the board out. Alright, so we got the board out now. Some of the main features, the reason I'm switching from the first WS to this WS is it supports x16 times 4. So that means 4 GPUs, all at the same bandwidth, x16. The way that Asus is able to do that is with the extra PLX chip. So what that means basically is the processor, some of your PCI Express bandwidth, I think most of it is actually coming off your processor. So that's only able to support so much graphics off of that one chip. So by adding the extra PLX, you're able to either get more bandwidth for multiple different things like SATA ports, USB 3.0, and especially graphics. So that is one of the main features. The other feature is, if you notice, there's 4 white guys right here now, SATA ports. So what we have here now is 2 more Marvel SATA 3s, which is the 6 gigabit ports, versus, okay, so you got Intel, two Intels, and then these are, I think these may be Intel also, and then you have Marvel. Well, on the old board it only had 2 for Marvel. Now it also has 4 now. So that's a nice little feature, because that means I have 6 total for the 6 gigabit ports. And then also on the back here, we have the new Intel i210 controller for the dual NICs. Now the best thing about that is you're able to, with the newer controller, double your bandwidth. There's a lot less latency and packet loss. So that's some good stuff. So I'll be utilizing most likely both of those. Then I think some of the biggest noticeable features on the board versus the old board will be this ginormous heatsink right here. And then they've also changed this heatsink. So these two guys have changed. Let me just grab the other board here. I think I got it. Alright, so what I was saying is you got this new massive heatsink here versus the old one had the smaller heatsink. And then you have an extra heat pipe that comes off. This isn't actually attached, cooling anything. It's just to help to cool that. So the heat pipe comes off, and then you got the fins here. So when your airflow is coming across here, it should help cool that a little better. And also, if you notice, this heatsink is one solid one versus the 2, And it looks like it is dual heat pipe, so one heat pipe comes in and then the other one comes out on this side. This heatsink up top looks pretty much the same one. So that's the biggest noticeable difference between the two boards. And obviously by going with this bigger heatsink down here, we had to relocate some of the stuff. So you see that the postcode LED is down here now. What else did they move? They moved the battery over to the bottom here because there's no more room over here. And another noticeable difference here is on the older board, they didn't have that. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, this one has 7, has one more. So those are some of the biggest features noticeable on the board just by looking at the two. And I think I've pretty much touched on everything. So this board does support the Ivy Bridge E and the Ivy Bridge Xeons that will be coming out. I think still NDA. I'm not quite sure. I think there was some leakage on the web, maybe toward the end of the year or something like that. I can't remember, or next year. I saw something somewhere on the web, but that's pretty much. I'm looking over my notes over here on the side here. It's pretty much it. Also, it supports up to 64 gigs of RAM with up to 2400 OC, all the way down to 1066. So that's a nice feature. I'll have 32 gigs of Dominator RAM on here. That's what I have 3 of these boards. I have the P9X79 also, which is just the basic model. So I'll be taking the RAM off of that and then my 3960 and putting it on here. So I think that pretty much covers this board and that board as far as the biggest differences. Alright, so a couple other things I noticed here while I'm looking at the board. I was talking about the relocating of the components down here, and obviously because there's not a lot of room down here anymore. I did notice the front panel audio is up here on this board, and it's been relocated to the bottom on the newer board, which is nice. Everybody likes it. Who wants to run a wire across the motherboard? But then I also noticed the 8-pin has been rotated, which is nice, I guess. I don't think that really matters, but I just noticed that. Also noticed on the older board that there was a Molex here in the corner and not on this one. They've actually added a PCI Express 6-pin here. Now I'm assuming this is for like if you're doing 4-way and you're doing some overclocking, gives more power to your PCI Express. That's usually what the extra plug is for. So for the most part, there's not a lot of physical differences, except for, I mean, that's obviously a big physical difference right there, that big old heatsink versus this one. And then also I noticed this logo, which on this board I think it lights up. It is not current. I don't see it on this board anywhere. So for the most part, that covers the new WS motherboard. I also wanted to talk a little bit about the Republic of Gamers motherboards. The ROG series motherboards like the Rampage 4, that's an excellent motherboard, but a lot of times the workstation boards get missed, you know, by the end user and the extremists because of the fact that everybody knows Republic of Gamers and they want the ROG board. Well, if you're not too hip with the red and black, you know, it's kind of played out. You've seen red and black, you've seen blue and black, you've seen green. There's been a lot of those colors out there, and those are the most common themed PCs that you'll see. Now, I like the WS board because for stability, not saying that the Republic of Gamers boards are not, because they are by far probably the best gaming boards on the market. The workstation motherboards, I mean, for the little bit of more money over the Rampage 4, you're going to get 4-way. So if you're an extremist like me and you like to run 3-way SLI or 4-way SLI, you're getting full bandwidth on the workstation versus on the Rampage. It's I want to say it's 16, 16, and 8 for 3-way and 16, 16, 8, 8, just like this motherboard, because this one is 16, 16, 8, 8 if you run 4-way. But this one is a full 16 all the way across all 4 cards. So, I mean, for an extra $100, because I want to say the Rampage is about $340, $349, $369, somewhere around there. I can't remember the actual price, but I honestly would go with this board. That's just my opinion. I love the Rampage boards, and I've had the Rampage 2, the Rampage 3, a Rampage 4, a Rampage Black. I've had pretty much all the Rampage boards except for, you know, the early 775 socket motherboards, but I've also had the X58 supercomputer motherboard. Now that board is pretty crazy for, you know, the X58 days. So that concludes, I think, this comparison and unboxing, and why am I switching from this board to this board. I also want to show you where this board is going, and my little prop that's holding these boards up will give you kind of an idea how crazy we're going to be getting. So for storage in the system, I'm going to be running a RAID card on this board. That RAID card will be powering my SSD rack right here. Now I have a Raptor at the end here. This is custom built that I built myself. It has a total of 8 SSDs in it. They are all Intel and they are all Cherryville. I have a total of 5 480 gig SSDs, and then I have 3 240. Now I'll be running these in a RAID 0, and a lot of people are going to tell me, why do you want to run in a RAID 0? Well, I understand, you know, you don't have the redundancy or the reliability, but I want the speed. That's what I'm after. I'm after the speed. I have a 1 terabyte Western Digital Raptor here. It's just going to be a single drive. Anything that's like of importance will be on this drive in case I'm at a LAN party and I'm not hooked onto my network. On my network I have 8 Seagates that'll be in RAID 5, so I'm not worried about anything getting lost because it'll all be stored on that. And to top it off, the 8 Seagates will be in this system also. So we'll talk a little bit more about that once we make our trip to the garage. Alright, so here we are, we're out in my Dungan. So this is the case. This is my old Danger Den case that I had a while back. I had I called it the Widowmaker system inside it. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be decking this out with storage. So this will be my OS drives here. There will be my Seagate storage will be here. And then what I'm also doing is extending it 4 inches up. We'll get into that later because I'll be doing more videos about this system. I'll probably 3, 4, 5 part video, I'm not sure yet. But it'll be fully water cooled. Let's see. As you can see, there's plenty of space for everything. So I just wanted to show you where the board is going to be going, and as you can see I've already started working on it and building an extension on top. That's it for now, so thanks for watching my video. Until next time.